Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very special conversation where we explore, conversation with Mimi, where we explore the story of Sekiro. Why haven't you introduced yourself, Mimi?
I don't know.
I gave you the opening.
This is your podcast. I'm not going to be me. I'm not going to be like, hello. Like, just, I'm letting you do your thing. Be rude.
Oh, I do it all the time. I'm so mean when I'm on other people's stuff. I'm just like talking over them and cursing.
No, yeah. me and Sophie are like two polite people. We'll just be like, no, you go ahead. No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead. Yeah, so we're...
did you know that
let you say your thing?
Did you ever listen to the Armored Core talk I did with Sophie?
I did.
Sophie recorded that thinking it was going on my channel, but I was like, no, that's on your channel. I was like, oh, okay, I suppose. And then Sin was like, yo, bitch, what is this?
Oh my god, yes, that's something she would do. I love her. Yeah, no, every time I'm on with Sin, she literally she lets me talk. She's such a sweetheart. I like send her food pictures and she'll be like, bitch, give me how did you make that? Send me the recipe.
She does that to me too. And every now and then she just sends me a message that's like, bitch, make me food, make me hamburger or something. Anyways, this is the Sekiro.
Smoke me. Can you smoke whole chicken for me? Smoke whole chicken for me.
Make me Japanese slipper. This is the Sekiro conversation. long in the making. I think I reached out to you like a year ago to do this. When I was like, I just finished the Bloodborne commentary, and I was like, I want to do Sekiro. Who's the expert? Sophie pointed me to you, and I reached out to you, and I was like, hey, in the future, do you want to do one of these things with me? And you were like, yeah, sure, that sounds awesome. And now, little did you know that I'd actually call you up on that. So here we are.
You have come to pay. We have come to pay the piper, essentially.
Oh yes.
I don't think I'm like the expert. I think I'm like the hyper specific person. I know Sophie will like. I can hear Sophie yelling at me because like I don't really like to be like I'm the expert because there's plenty of people who know more than me. But I guess I'm the general person to go to when you want like information or research done, because sometimes they'll be like, what does this mean? And I'll just look it up. Like I have a bunch of resources, but sometimes just Google's my best friend.
So sometimes when I reach out to you, you're just like, bing, Google.
Yep.
Lol.
Yep.
Anyways,
I have a lot of books though. I do.
Yeah, that's true.
I have a ton of books that I just look right into. Didn't I say, like, because you're like, do you know the damage output for bosses? And I said, yeah, I have it written down somewhere, let me find it. And then I said, I can't find it, but I have it in my brain, but I don't remember exactly what it is. And you're like, you what? You know it by heart? I'm like, yeah, I don't play with the HUD because I know the damage output, and if I get hit, might have to heal, might not, depends on how hard I get hit. So
you're like a crazy like Sherlock Holmes mastermind, but only when it comes to like Sekiro.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's on the brain 24/7. I've become a whole different person because of this game. I'm decked out in Sakura's shit at all points in time. And my friends, I joked once about possibly getting a katana that's modeled after the Black Mortal Blade. And I was like, yeah, it's so funny because it's available and it looks great, but haha, I'm not going to do that. Now I'm getting peer pressured to do that, unfortunately.
Everyone in the comments, please tell Mimi to get the katana.
I'm not going to get the katana. I know I have a house to do it in, but let's chill. Let's pump the brakes on the katana. We don't need a katana in the house.
Oh, okay. You don't want to study the blade?
I do have a longbow though. Like,
oh, those crazy Japanese ones?
No, I have no, I don't have a giant one. I have just like a long recurved bow. Yeah, one day we'll do Kyudo, but today is not that day, unfortunately.
All right. Anyways, the story of Sekiro. Let's get it on track now. The way I look at it, I feel like we have three distinct timelines. There's And like the most vague timeline, that's the pre-Isshin stuff. This is the arrival of the Sakura Dragon. This is the Ashina Okami War. Then we have the coup, and then we have just the story of Sekiro as it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So, because I don't know a lot about the pre-Isshin's coup stuff, what can you...
oh my god.
what's the earliest part of this game? Surely that's the emergence of the dragon, right?
Yeah, because the earliest part of this game that you could probably peg down is the fact that other gods used to be on Fountainhead.
Yeah.
So this is probably pre-dragon. So essentially you had the snakes up there and they got kicked out. And now you have the dragon. So it's almost kind of like you have pre-dragon and then post-dragon.
Okay.
Of course. So the earliest you could probably pin that at, that's probably like 1,000 years ago. Like based on some of the fashion you see, like the bride who is the one that is pasted against the wall in the cave where you meet the divine dragon. She has like Kofun period clothing, and that was a really long time ago. That's
pronounced
a really long time ago.
It's pronounced Kofun?
Yep, Kofun.
I think in the video I called it Kofun or something like that.
You did call Genichiro, and people did clock you for that.
You know what? I re-edited every single instance of me saying his name. That's like 70 different edit points.
That's really funny because it just sounds like some white guy being like, yeah, Genichiro. Like, yes, indeed. It's so funny. I was just laughing really hard. I didn't say anything because I'm like, I'm pretty sure someone else is going to tell him. It's fine.
Also, like, if you watch the video, it'll just be like me going, so in this video, in this fight, what you notice is that Genichiro, he does this fight thing where it's like, it's just very poorly edited together.
I love it. It's fine because it just speaks of your past sins.
That's true. Also, there's what is it, Heian architecture?
Yeah, so it's actually the fun part about the architecture in the in Fountainhead Palace is that you can... Heian period was coming right out of the Nara period, which was, I think it ended around 900? Yeah, and it was 710 to 794, I'm pretty sure. That was like the great age of Japan taking everything from China and Korea, like kind of around that, like especially fashion and architecture. And then you had the Heian period, which was them starting to branch out, but you still saw like influences from China and Korea. So the reason why it looks like everything's from the Heian period is because the armor, the clothing, and the architecture match up with the Heian period.
All right. That's true of the Okami women too?
Yeah, they have a Heian period armor. You can tell it's like easily done because Heian period armor was scale armor, meaning it wasn't made out of metal. Yeah. It was made out of like I can't remember exactly.
Isn't it like some tree or paper or something?
Scale armor, kozane. So that's, kozane armor. I cannot remember the friggin' material. I'm not going to say acrylic because that'd be very funny. Acrylic armor. Yeah, scale armor is typically what it was, the material. It was non-metal. Also, like, the Okami warriors are dressed like one for one, like Tomoe Gyozen in all of the art she appears in.
Oh.
Typically.
That's interesting. I just wonder if that's maybe an interesting thing to point out too. That Sekiro is like there's a lot of like stories from Japan that made its way into this game.
The Heike.
Yeah.
Mostly the Heike.
Yeah.
That's where Genichiro gets all of his bad ideas.
Really?
Mm-hmm. No, seriously. No, I'm dead ass.
How
no,
so?
that is where Genichiro gets most of his bad ideas.
Just like, he read this story and now he's gonna go and try to make...
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Good lord.
Mm-hmm.
Good lord.
Yep. He literally he read the Heike and said, "Yeah, tying some torches to a bull's horn sounds great. Let's do that."
Hannibal did that.
I'm sure he did. He didn't win very well. He didn't do very well though, did he?
Hannibal.
I don't think.
Hannibal. He
Of
almost...
Carthage?
Yeah, he almost sacked Rome, but then the Carthage guys, they were like, "No, don't do it, come back." And he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay." He could have destroyed
win, though.
Rome. No, I mean, sure, but I guess. I guess.
I get. No, what do you mean? I guess it's either he won or he didn't, and he didn't win.
I mean, he's like one of the most successful military geniuses of all time, and you're like,
he was very smart.
and you're like, "Oh well, he didn't win, not did he?"
He didn't.
I know.
He didn't.
Okay, fine. I guess he didn't. But
This was written by the Roman gang. This is a post made by the Roman gang. God.
Lol. So the Sakura Dragon, it emerges. Do we know why it comes? It just drifts. There's nothing... They don't go into details.
It was drifted. It was probably ill. I mean, honestly, the fact that it was... keep in mind, with its left arm is severed, so that's obviously some form of severance. It was severed from its original home, which is implied to be either China or Korea. I think it's Korea, but...
Yeah, I think it's Korea, too. I thought Takeru... I thought the arm was the brand's Takeru took.
Yeah, that too.
Oh,
It's got a ton of meaning. All of it does. Like, it's not just like one meaning. It has layers.
Oh, that's good. So when people start watching the commentary and, like, inevitably, you're gonna say something in this video where I'm like, "Ah, crap, I should have put that in the commentary," and you're gonna be like,
that's okay,
because
There's
it happened
only so much
last
you can
time.
Fit.
Yeah, it's also like you know how hard it is to fact check a 7-hour video. It's really hard.
Yep.
Okay, so Sakura Dragon drifts probably because of illness. I'm led to believe that left-handedness was seen as wicked during those days. Is that true?
Yeah, it's still seen as wickedness. No, it's still like associated with like bad things. And in fact, I think corrective behavior is still going. It's not as popularized, but they used to make them right-handed up until a certain point where it was like, you can't do that. Like, it's bad. But it's associated with evil. Evil.
It's interesting. Because Wolf, the sculptor, and the dragon all are missing their left arm.
Yep. Yeah, right. Cutting away evil and cutting away a part of yourself that's considered evil is I think it was like talked about in the game how the demon of hatred is not actually Ashura.
Oh.
It's not. Apparently, I do not quote me fully, but I'm pretty sure it's not like it's a demon, but it's not Shura. Wolf became like Shura, which is interesting because he retained like a slightly human form at least.
Yeah.
You know, based on the skin you get, which is cool.
Yeah.
Because every single person uses it now.
Well, I don't, because I have never gotten that ending. I don't want to get that ending.
Yeah, me neither. Ha ha ha. You can't force me to fight the demon of hatred if I don't fight him.
No, I fought the demon of hatred, but I've never betrayed Kuro. Isn't that how you get that skin?
Oh, yeah. You're right. I've done that. Now, I fought the demon of hatred in game, and that's how, obviously, because you got to platinum the game that way. But I never did the gauntlet because I don't feel like fighting the demon of hatred again, ever.
I fought him with the demon bell and without the Kuro's charm, and it was
You're
easy.
Fucking psychotic, but okay.
It's an easy
GG
fight.
easy.
Yeah.
Psycho.
No mimic tier in this for this boy.
Oh my god.
Do you know how far I made it into Sekiro until I discovered the mimic tier? Like, I was doing just like the final bosses, and I was streaming it, and some guy was in the chat was like, "Hey, why don't you use the mimic tier?" And I was like, "What is that?" And they're like, "Oh, it's this thing you used to summon a clone of yourself," and I was like, "Oh, I don't have a magic build. I don't have the mana." And I looked at it and it was like, "Oh, this costs health." And I started using it. It's like, oh, easy mode. I get it.
Oh my god. Yeah. Nope. I get made fun of constantly because I don't mind if people cheese. I'm not someone to get like really upset if you decide to cheese, but people are like, "Oh, you fight them so honorably." It's like, that's just the experience I'm going for.
Yeah.
No cheese.
I like to cheese. But so
I guess you could call me the honor build.
we also have the Okami women war against Ashina. When does this happen? Why don't we have like is this the DLC? Period. Is this the DLC we didn't get?
I don't know, because I think you and I have talked about how we feel like it could have taken place during Isshin's coup.
Yeah.
But I think it probably happened at the end of the Heian period, which what probably happened was they were starting to get a little greedy with the dragon, and they're like, we're going to shut off the world to this. And obviously one of the reasons why we have Snake Eyes is because, some Okami women got left behind.
Yeah.
And they closed off Fountainhead. So it was basically just that war was the closing of Fountainhead, and that's why Sabimaru was developed.
Yeah.
Because of that war. But that's just my general theory that it was closed off because of the war with the Okami women.
Yeah, but the wedding ritual, that still persisted. Or did that maybe first come about after the Fountainhead was closed?
Nope. That was probably real, but it was probably like a little different, where it was probably an actual thing and then it was twisted, like a little corrupted. That's like a really popular. I don't know if you've ever played Fatal Frame before.
No.
But there's a ton of like kind of. I mean, Kuon is like very Fatal Frame-ish because it came out right after Fatal Frame 2, and it's got a lot of like looks into really ancient Shintoism that included human sacrifice. But there's also like the movement into a more acceptable, less human sacrificey version of some of the rituals. And then it goes right back to the human sacrificey one of the rituals. So, you could have had at one point where it was more of a ceremony and everyone was a little more human than they are right now. But, I'd say for the longest time, they were doing it wrong, where they were just taking the women who were supposed to be married and sucking out their youth. Or turning them into Okami women.
Yeah, because those guys in the Mind Flayers. Why can't I remember their names now?
The Mind Flayers? You mean the nobles?
The nobles. Yeah, they're Mind Flayers.
Sure.
They have those same attacks. Sure. They freeze you and they don't freeze you. They enfeeble you. But yeah. But yeah, those guys, they kind of suck, and they eat people's youth.
Yeah.
Was it you who pointed out to me that immortality is parasitic in this game?
Yes, absolutely. It's never portrayed as a good thing, and if anything, it's portrayed as parasitic.
Yeah. I quite like how even when we do the carp quest, it's interesting to me that it's parasitic not only in that to become a carp, you need to seemingly destroy the great colored carp, but also you need carp scales. Yep. So it's like you're still feeding off of the things around you.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So going back to the conversation about the war, there's not a lot of information about it, is there? We just have that one scroll.
Mentioned once. No, it's mentioned with the Sabimaru item, and then the scroll is just kind of like more or less just demonstrating what, like how to defend yourself against an Okami woman. That is the coolest fucking scroll, and I'm hoping whoever painted it is having a great day.
I believe it was the Master Miyazaki himself.
Master Miyazaki himself painted it with his own hands.
Yeah, with his own with his own with his own concept artists. All right, so Ashina gets corrupted because Dragon McGee comes over, ruins everything. The war happens, and the Okami women are like, you know what, you guys, you don't need this. You don't need this. You're just feeding off of this dragon we have. Then, a million years later, not really, Isshin's coup happens. I suppose this gets into the Sengoku Jidai. Do you want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah. So Sengoku Jidai is probably the most studied period of Japanese history. Probably one of the most well-recorded period of Japanese history, from 1467 to 1615. And it's basically the reunification of Japan via a massive civil war that ended around the early 17th century with big old shitbag Tokugawa Ieyasu taking over the shogunate, closing the country, and really just annexing as much as possible, and just unifying Japan. But the thing is that Ashina is technically it was a real place. The Ashina clan was real, but like in a different sense.
Yeah. This isn't that Ashina clan, though, is it?
No, it's not even close. It's just they just pulled from it, and they just pulled the name.
It's a good name.
It was listed in an interview by, I cannot remember who, if it was Miyazaki. I think it was Miyazaki, who listed the game as an alternate history of Japan in the end of the Sengoku Jidai.
Yeah.
So, it's basically just, literally all you need, all the three big names you gotta know: Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Tokugawa Ieyasu. The technical guy we're trying to face at the end is Tokugawa Ieyasu, because it's early 17th century, and he's trying to just finish up the annexation of Japan.
Yeah.
So,
you know what I like about him, his strategy, because what he did that was so genius is that he basically retired and put his son in charge, but he still had control over his army. So there was a 20-year period where nobody could do anything because he was still alive with the most powerful army in the country. It's like, oh, you bastard, you ruined this Game of Thrones for everyone else.
Yep. He was brutal. He was kind of terrible. He did a lot of reform, not great reform, but still, he cleaned shit up. He basically said, knock that off or else, and then, proceeded to retire.
Weren't those reforms done by Hideyoshi McGee? What's his name? Hideyoshi
McGee? I'm changing my name on Twitter to Hideyoshi McGee. Are you real?
What's his name?
Anyways, Hideyoshi McGee tried to take over Korea, and it failed, and he died before it could happen.
Oh, that's right. Okay, was he trying to take over Korea because he thought he could do it, or was he doing it because? Okay, Steve, I've heard this idea that
he was doing it for funsies.
I heard the idea that he had so many soldiers that were just restless, and he couldn't stabilize it, so he thought of just starting a war to give them something to do. That's wrong, right?
I cannot remember. I just know he was like, well, on a more bullshit, more war. So,
I can't take yes for an answer.
Also, to be fair, that was technically the start of that could be considered the earliest start of the decline of the samurai class, because now that there was no war, it's like now you just have a bunch of asshole samurai roaming around doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
And then obviously towards the end of the Edo period, that was also they were starting to become less and less popular, and public opinion of them sucked ass. But anyways, yeah, Toyotomi Hideyoshi he actually had great, he was starting to really clean shit up. And then Tokugawa Ieyasu came in and closed the country and said, because I actually am studying it right now. He said all sex workers need to be moved to districts, and you ladies are sinful, and shame on you, but also men need to or else they'll die.
No. What?
Essentially. Yeah. No, seriously. No, I'm serious. No, I'm very serious.
That's weird. That's like, dude.
Yeah. No, that was I'm reading about that right now, and I'm just like, wow, cool, thanks. But anyways, yeah, I mean, like, my friend Kitty was talking about Isshin's history and how he kind of learned to use a sword, and we were talking about probably one of the most famous battles at the end of the Sengoku period, which was the Battle of Sekigahara.
That's the one where the guys were on the hill and they didn't go in right away? Yeah.
Yep.
See, I know.
So that was... she was talking about how that was probably where Isshin got his part of his start anyways.
Oh.
But
that could be. You know what I like about Isshin?
Interesting. What do you like about him? I like a lot of things about him, but you go ahead and tell me what you think about Hot Grandpa.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. But I like that he seems so pure. Like, he's surrounded by these schemers and these manipulators, but it really just seems like he did the things he did because he didn't want to be subjugated anymore. Like, it seems like he sets the story of Sekiro in motion when he's like, hey, I'm a Genichiro, immortality, this is a dumb idea, get Wolf back into action, we need to get Kuro out of here. And it's just like, he doesn't want to live forever, he doesn't want to be a noble, he's bad at it, he just wants to swing his sword and be a fun guy, be free with his weapon and whatever.
He's got his sword out, swinging around.
Yeah. Which is why it's so funny that in the end, like, Owl died, Genichiro died, Lady Butterfly died, everybody who wanted immortality is dead, and then Isshin, the one guy who seemingly didn't want it, he's the one who gets it.
I mean, I also think that, like, Isshin's, like, really, it's not just, like, I guess you could say it's pure and simple, where he's literally just looking for the ultimate guy to face off against, and then he can die happy.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously the dude who beats him is going to kill him, but it's more or less his dream to have the ultimate face-off with the ultimate opponent and die, technically. And when you think about it, he talks about the history of the people of Ashina, how, like, he literally remembers being able to drink the water and worship the water as, as their god, essentially. And then he also talked about how that made them heretical and weak at the same time, because that's technically, the waters are a source of immortality, and that's why they were partially annexed to begin with, and that's why he started the coup.
Yeah. So in
also,
this coup,
holding out 20 plus years against literally an entire country is very impressive. That's very impressive. To be fair.
Pretty good. It's pretty good. In this coup, he's joined by Owl. He's joined by Lady Butterfly. He's joined by Tomoe, right?
Yes. Yep. I believe so. That's my
orangutan
feelings, but yes, absolutely. Yeah, because he was working for Isshin at the time of finding Emma. So, yeah. And that was during the coup. So
he's his wolf.
Yes. Well, yes, absolutely. I mean,
him and Owl, I guess.
That's the best way to put it. Yeah, that's his animal for sure. He sure did have a lot of animals working under him: owl, wolf, or an owl, butterfly, and orangutan and kingfisher.
Yeah. Badger, I suppose.
My friend Albie pointed out how Isshin says you die nameless with no one to mourn you because they're technically code names.
Oh.
They don't have actual. They don't have, like, they have actual names, but, like, owl, phantom butterfly, orangutan, and kingfisher all had regular names. But if you die as a shinobi, you die nameless.
Was that a real thing? Like, did people have these nicknames?
Yes, that was one of the first. Hattori Hanzo has an actual name, and that's actually the Lone Shadow's father is implied to be Hattori Hanzo.
Really? That
Yep,
what's his name? Like Masanori or something?
Masatsuna Oribe? Yeah, that's who it was.
yeah,
Yeah, Masatsuna Oribe is actually, I'm pretty sure that's his real name. Either that or is his code. I can't remember which. It's either that or vice versa. But yeah, Masatsuna Oribe is Hattori Hanzo. It's another word for Hattori Hanzo, who is obviously a very famous shinobi.
So he makes a cameo in the game via an optional prayer necklace upgrade you can get.
Yes, because that just implies that the shinobi of the Central Ministry were trained by the most famous shinobi of the Sengoku period.
Yeah. All right. Isshin, he has the Black Mortal Blade by the end of the coup. And I've thought a lot about this. Do we have any idea where he gets this sword from?
Probably Tomoe. Probably.
Okay, if Tomoe ever had the sword, why not Immortal Severance?
Mm-hmm. You can't, because it's like, so if you were to use the Black Mortal Blade with the dragon's blood, you just end up summoning someone. Like, there's obviously specific rules for the swords because it's called Open Gate, which means you're pulling from the underworld, meaning the Black Mortal Blade has more to do with resurrection than the red one, which has more to do with putting something to rest. So, like, you can kill things with the Black Mortal Blade, but you have a better, you have less stipulations with the red Mortal Blade because it's just, like, you have to be able to summon it to begin with.
Oh.
Actually, no, that's more stipulations because you have to be immortal to use it. The Black Mortal Blade, you don't have to be immortal to use it.
You know what? In the final boss fight, they should have had, after you kill Genichiro, if you die to Isshin, they should have had another cutscene where Owl crawls out of Wolf's neck. And then it's just this... It would just be this extended, like, different men crawling out of different
Owl,
people.
Too. That'd be so cool. That'd be like peak Owl.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think they put AI, Sword Saint and Owl Father's AI against each other, and I think Sword Saint won. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, surely. Can anybody beat Sword Saint?
No, I've never done that. I've never beat him.
No, I mean of the AIs.
Oh, I know they put Emma and Shura Isshin against each other, and Emma won.
Oh yeah?
I don't know. He's so powerful. Oh, I think Demon of Hatred. Oh no, Demon of Hatred didn't win. I don't think, because they put Sword Saint versus Demon of Hatred, which was also baller.
Yeah, I would imagine Sword Saint would win against Demon of Hatred because Demon of Hatred, it's really easy to stack her. Like, people who haven't beat the Demon of Hatred, it's like, just do your 2 hits and then wait for his combos. Do your 2 hits, do that. You'd be surprised how easy he stackers.
Yeah. He can also just, like, kill you. That too. He can also just wipe the floor with you. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so we talked a bit of... So Isshin, he doesn't know about the Red Mortal Blade being in Senpou?
He probably does.
Why doesn't he just go get it?
Because he doesn't want any part of this shit. He just wants to drink and live out the glory days.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, they probably knew because Tomoe went looking for it at one point. And it's canonical that either Tomoe or Genichiro was able to make their way into the that sort of realm where the monkeys are, because the monk talks about how someone like you came through here, and I don't know if it meant like someone like Genichiro is immortal technically, and Tomoe was immortal almost fully.
Yeah.
So we don't really know who it is.
I wonder if that's a
or.
line which is like, there was a build of the game where that was like a component of the story, where maybe we're chasing Genichiro through the land or something. Because in Bloodborne, I don't know, have you played Bloodborne?
Yeah, many times.
Yeah, okay, so I don't know if you know this, but Mikolash, when you meet him in the nightmare, that is just the second half of an encounter that we would have had with him in an earlier build, where he runs in Hemwick, he would have run away from us and jumped into the water and woken up in, and we would have followed him in that water, and then we would have woken up in the Nightmare of Mensis.
Okay.
That's why he's
didn't know that.
That's why he's like, a hunter is a hunter even in a dream. That's why he's talking to us as if he knows anything about us.
I think one of the things that really sucks to think about is the fact that we are Genichiro, but better.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have plenty of things where, he failed to find the Red Mortal Blade, and he couldn't make it to Fountainhead, and he couldn't do this, and he's not actually immortal. So it's like kind of, you're doing all these things Genichiro wishes he could do, but he can't.
Yeah.
Or couldn't. So I'm sure that probably is why he's so defeatist at the end when you finally kick his ass again. But it's just kind of sad to think about that, like, you keep one-upping him several times, and he's just like, well, fuck, this sucks. Anyways, let's call out Grandpa, because I'm done with this shit. Peace. And then he, summons Grandpa.
Yeah. Grandpa's going to show you whippersnappers.
I think that he had the Black Mortal Blade. I thought he had the Black Mortal Blade from, and this is, again, a personal theory, he acquired the Black Mortal Blade. It was buried with Tomoe. And that's where he acquired it from. He dug up her grave. Because that's how she was able to kill herself. They had it to begin with. Oh. And also, Isshin knew he was going to be after it. Right? Like, he knew he was going to be after the Black Mortal Blade, and he knew where it was. And that's why he also has a scroll on it. That's just the theory. But that's,
Do you think, because Isshin has that seppuku scar, that Sudoku scar on his abdomen.
Sudoku scar? What the fuck?
Yeah. So when we defeat Isshin, you've obviously never seen this because you can't beat him. When we defeat him,
because I suck.
What happens is Wolf does a slash at his stomach in exactly that place. And I wonder if in like a hypothetical Tomoe DLC, if she would have done that exact same scarring on him also, and that would explain why he had it in the first place, and it would sort of mirror us having done it to him back then.
Well, to be very frank, Isshin was totally in love with her. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. In more of a sense that, like, he was in love with her for the fact that she was so strong.
Yeah.
That she beat him. She almost killed him. He literally goes, I literally loved her so much that I 1v1'd her and she almost killed me. It was very sexy. I loved her. Anyways. So it was, she absolutely could have done half of this shit to him. Although the eye thing was from General Tamura, because you can see it freshly bleeding when he's facing Tamura in the beginning. In the
cinematic,
I think that seppuku scar is absolutely from Tomoe, though. I think she did that. And that's why he said it almost killed him, because, like, it almost killed him, literally.
Yeah? What if she did kill him, and then she used the Black Mortal Blade to bring him back? No, then he would have been immortal. No. That wouldn't work. Yes,
he would have. Also, you can be immortal and summon your whoever, but you're still giving up your life for them, right? Yeah. Because Genichiro is immortal, but he's still, obviously died. Basically turned him inside out. So, can I say something super cursed?
Okay.
Isshin is just a neck prolapse from Genichiro. That's so good. That's gross. Oh shit, I regret saying that. Oh my god, that's gross. Anyways,
I'll have a photo of
Isshin
that.
is just... No! It's so bad. I hate it so much.
Ugh. This is like the most foul thing that's ever gone on my channel, I hope you know.
No, don't. You can delete it if you want.
No, I mean this entire conversation. You've been cursing.
Why not? Wait, I'm not allowed to curse? Is this supposed
I'd
to
rather...
be clean?
Yeah. I'll censor it.
Oh no!
Anyways, Tomoe and Takeru. First of all, FromSoft, stop naming every character with the same name. It's like Tomoe, Takeru, General Tamura. They did this in Bloodborne 2 with Annalise, Adeline, Ariana, and there's another lady whose name begins with A. And now in Elden Ring, it's like Mog and Margot and Melina and Malenia. It's just, why you gotta keep doing this? but Tomoe and Takeru, they sought Immortal Severance too.
They did.
They did.
They did.
All right.
That's it. They did. I mean, like, they didn't succeed, obviously, but
no.
They were really close and left behind enough notes that we could figure it out.
Yes. Do you think they worked with Dogen to try to get that done?
Possibly. That has, like, a possibility. There's a lot of, like...
I like Dogen.
Possibilities in the game.
Yeah. Okay, so... Tomoe... When do you think Takeru or Tomoe passes away first?
Takeru first. In my opinion, because Tomoe would have no reason to off herself before Takeru. And right. She offed herself. She definitely offed herself. That's
canon.
Yes. Or either she offed herself or she had Isshin do it. Both would be kind of cool, but...
Hey, baby. Would you like to kill me? My boy's dead. Oh, goddamn it. Fine. Alright, Takeru, he just dies because of sickness, like Kuro has?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never picked up on him complaining about the dust in the library before you noted it. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Alright. Do you think he is the Sakura tree in Mibu?
No. No,
right.
I don't. No. No.
Why not?
No, I don't think so. I just don't. It just makes no sense. Also, the fact that they have two physical graves, which I'm pretty sure is where they're buried.
No, that's where Tomoe is in one grave and the sword was in the other grave.
Hilarious. The sword got its own grave. No. No.
You don't think that's funny? I think that's hilarious.
Oh my god.
No, it's okay. It's probably they're both buried there. Do you think the sword is the Sakura tree?
Do we think I am the... Was I the... Listen, maybe the Sakura tree was the friends we made along the way.
Oh, that's possible. Do you think, Alright. I suppose I don't have much to add then about Takeru and Tomoe. I was really hoping there was more meaty... Like, when I was researching for the video, I was really hoping there was more to them. Because I find the idea, and this is a FromSoft thing, they love doing this, where the story that's currently playing out as you play the game, it's happened before.
Right.
They do it all the time, and in Sekiro, there's so precious little information to get at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who do you think? Do you think they knew the sculptor? Do you think Tomoe and the sculptor knew each other?
Yes. I mean, I think that for literary purposes, they probably just kept it more as a reflection of Wolf and Kudo's relationship.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, Isshin and Wolf get along really great.
Oh, yeah.
Even though Wolf has killed off a lot of his forces many times, and technically he's going around moonlighting as Japanese Batman to off the Ministry soldiers, the Lone Shadows. And what gets me is that Wolf gets a total free pass to do all of this shit, but then, a Ministry agent doesn't. It's like, oh, time to become Batman. It's a different story, but like obviously he gets a pass because of the fact that I'm sure that Wolf reminds him of Tomoe. I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's possible. Or like the sculptor, maybe.
But I suppose it's supposed to be like just literary, like as a literary device, it's supposed to be more of a reflection rather than we definitely need to know more. It's like we get fed enough information where we can develop our own canon for it.
True.
I of course wanted a DLC with them in it. I really did. I would have loved that. Everyone wanted a Tomoe DLC so bad because we kept hearing about her. But I think that because this is such a character-driven narrative that we technically don't need it. Because it's just more for comparison's sake than like, oh, we need to know every single detail about Tomoe and Takeru.
Yeah, I suppose. But I still would have liked to see it.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry, I agree.
Well, I at least want to see, like... I want for Miyazaki or somebody to come out and be like, okay, so the Tomoe DLC not happening. This is the idea. Like, this is what we wanted to do with it. But at the same time, I also don't want them to do that. Because they tend to... When they can't use stuff in one game, they just use it in the other games. Mm-hmm. So, who knows? Okay, that just leaves... is there anything left to talk about in the Isshin Rebellion era? Isshin's coup, I should say.
That there's... Well, when you think about it, there's like 3 orphans. And you talked about this in the commentary. There's 3 orphans.
Oh, yeah.
There's Genichiro, there's Emma, and there's Wolf. And that's where Isshin made a lot of his friends and enemies, his frenemies, if you will. And I just think that there's so much to explore with, like, how, like, could you imagine, like, Tomoe DLC with, like, a young Genichiro and learning how why he is the way he is?
We talked about this, and I pitched the idea that Tomoe and that she would really, really like Wolf, kind of like how Isshin likes him, and now that would just destroy Genichiro. Just like when Tomoe would love, like, not love Wolf, but she would, like, respect and admire Wolf more so than Genichiro. It's just like, this guy can't catch a break. Mm-hmm. But yeah, when you talk about the DLC, do you want to play as Tomoe, or do you think it's just like Wolf goes into a meditative slumber?
I would love to play as Tomoe.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. Because I'm sure it'd be funny if she was like also a short gremlin, like Wolf.
I think I sent you that image of the hack, which gives us the divine confetti, and I was like, "Yep, that's Tomoe. You can't change my mind." Mm-hmm. I was like, "Why? Why is that Tomoe? It's the only woman. It's her or Emma." Well, that's not true. There's also those women in the castle that ring the bell.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on then to the story of the game. You have Wolf. Well, the Hirata Estate. I find this to be a very interesting... Just the way it's slotted into the game, I find it very interesting because story-wise, I think it would have played much better if we'd have gotten to know this, like, definitely at the start, because there's so many revelations from there that feed into the developments of the characters later on. But at the same time, if you do that, then you're truncating this really expressive ninja fantasy action game with a comparatively very linear and long section, which probably wouldn't play well. So I like that they split it up, but story-wise, I really think we should have been this should have been like a mandatory path at least.
I don't think so, because
you don't think so?
It's still like, well, because the experience remains the same. Where, let's say you go through Hirata Estate, okay, you know what happened at Hirata somewhat because it's muddled by the intersectionality of the memories. You know what happened at the Hirata Estate, but Wolf still is like, what the fuck happened?
God,
and
I need to
if
censor
you
that
decide
again.
to skip it, if you decide to skip it, then you're both in the dark. So it doesn't technically change the character.
Don't you feel like Wolf? He sort of integrates the events that happen. Like I feel like when he's fighting Owl again, it feels to me like he's sort of putting things together at that point. I feel like there's a development that happens in his head that's like whether or not you, the player, get to know that. Or am I maybe just reading that into it?
I think it's more of we're finding out, okay, because remember when we have to fight the one Masanaga, the spear bearer, who says you killed Masanari, when we probably didn't. It was probably Owl. There's like different bits and pieces of events, and it's still muddled because it has to do with the fact that you're inside Owl's memories and your memories at the same time. So it's still not necessarily a confusing mess, but it's definitely like causes confusion because it's like, what the what happened here? But I think as a literary device, yes, it's good to know exactly what happened and put it into context. But as a character, Wolf is just kind of like, I still don't really understood what happened. Although to be Oh wait, no. Wolf does know that Owl is dead because when you meet him on the rooftop, he's like, no matter if you go to Hirata or not, he's like, I thought you were dead.
Yeah.
So he knows that at least, which is interesting. But I think a couple of friends and I were talking about how Hirata, the level itself, you don't technically need to use the grapple. Yep, nope, you don't.
You needed to jump down to get to the bridge, and then you needed to you can just jump on the branches?
Yep.
Oh, okay, then you don't need it there. But you do need it.
Yeah. There's different bits to that where you can be like, "Oh, I don't need that." Also, he can definitely scale, this bitch can scale walls.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I think you do need it to get past Owl. To get into the Juzo
I don't remember.
Boss arena, because you need to either jump over the pagoda, not pagodas, those little
shrines.
Those little shrines. Or you need to go into the water and zip up the branch to get through the cave to reach the fire area that way.
Yeah, I mean.
But like
when you think of it from a design perspective, yes, you need it. But like in terms of what you could still technically scale it without the grapple.
You could also just if there wasn't a grapple hook, you could have just done, you walk past Owl, you don't have that area be locked off by a burning fire.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I do wonder whether or not that was originally the tutorial area, and then you would have revisited the whole thing, and now you can use the grapple hook and you can sort of sequence break it, and you realize, oh, there's a lone shadow here. What is that about? Oh, wait a minute. What happened to Owl's corpse or something like that? Because it's also, I think it ends really weirdly where, like, Kuro is taken away and Wolf is almost like he's killed, and then after you fight Genichiro, you get the same setup again. It's like, did this used to be the same event or? But I don't know. I don't know these things, Mimi.
I think that Kudo dragged him out, and he was either treated elsewhere from Kudo, or he was just left to die. Considering like he got blamed for the Hirata raid. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right. So Kuro ends up in Genichiro's care. Assumably, Owl was like, I can't pawn this kid off to the Interior Ministry because that was like just a lie I told to get them in on the attack. But also, Owl can't be conscripted to his oath. Why does Owl give up Kuro? That seems weird to me.
Because he has to play the part of dead for a little while. Technically. Also,
that old chestnut.
I think he knows that Wolf received the dragon's heritage at some point. He probably got the the longswordsman talks about how he says something like, "Oh, he told me that you were, immortal." Someone said that. Hold on. Because he said something along the lines. My friend Mick actually voices the longswordsman, which is funny.
Really?
Yep, Mick Lauer.
That's pretty cool.
In English, anyways. He just says someone said a cowardly wolf was down here, meaning that fucking Owl knew he was down there. He knew.
Oh, that's right.
I'm just trying to remember. He just said he.
I'm still wondering.
He didn't say who. He just said he.
Yeah, I would imagine that would be Owl, though, right? Who else is the Lone Shadow talking to?
No, he knew. He knew.
Yeah. All right.
Also,
then I'm wondering...
the fact that he haphazardly was like, "Oh, I heard you were dead." Like, what? Bitch? Rude.
Then I'm wondering, Owl's plan in the end, it seems like at the very end, he just sort of stopped being a conniving schemer and he was just like, "Hey, Kuro, please conscript me to the oath before Wolf comes back." And then Wolf comes back and is like, "Oh, damn it, now I need to try to gaslight this guy."
Yeah. Yes, kudos to smart
I don't
for
get
that. I love him. Good child. He's too smart for that.
Yeah, but is that Kuro being smart, or is that Owl that plan is ridiculous? Well, you're just gonna come up to this child and be like, "Hey, conscript me to your oath, maybe?"
Honestly, Genichiro did the same exact thing, bro.
That's
what everyone has been doing. That's what. Hey, bro, can I join? Let me get some of that immortal oath, bro.
He's like,
Kudo really just said no.
he's like one of those YouTubers or people on Twitter who messages much bigger channels and is like, "Hey, so he a fake conversation," and it's like, "Oh, you're just looking for a shout out. You're not looking to actually have a conversation with me." It's just Owl.
No, I think the fact that Kudo is like Genichiro asked very politely, "Please please accept me into your immortal oath." Although he does try to manipulate and gaslight the shit out of him at one point when you see one of the remnants where Genichiro just says "Look at how many dead people there are. This could be prevented if you could just literally accept me into your oath. This would not happen." And Kudo's "I can never be as strong as you, but at the same time, I'm not buying into that." And I think Genichiro says sooner or later this is going to add up, which, I mean, to be fair, he's right. Sooner or later, we can't keep pushing them back. We're going to lose.
Yeah, but you're trying to manipulate a child.
Yeah, he's kind of a jerk off, but
I like how
Jersey joke off.
I like that Kuro. Ow! Ah!
You okay? What happened?
I kicked my desk.
What did you do?
I kicked my desk.
Oh no! Oh, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
It's just your knee. Did your knee get fucked up?
No, it's my Achilles tendon, or the thing on the front.
Ow! Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, I once tore that thing.
No.
I snapped it in half.
Oof.
Yeah, it was pretty good though. It was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, I really like that Kuro is a very wise kid for his age.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I think that has to do with the fact that he's had to grow up a little faster than most children due to trauma.
That's true.
Also, considering the fact that he's been stuck in that tower for quite a while, whether that's, on Ashina Castle grounds or not, he probably has a lot of time to read. Probably a lot. He's had 3 years to just read.
I like that the first post we see him in when we enter the game, he's just sitting there reading.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in any of these...
Good boy.
Yeah, he's a nerd.
Nerd.
He is a nerd.
He is a nerd. He is. He's a little nerdy boy.
He's like a nerd, and then he's one of those nerds that has a really cool older brother in Wolf. And so, you can't be mean to Kuro because then Wolf is gonna beat you up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would never be mean to Kuro. He's too much of a good boy. But Owl does that something dumb where he just sits there. Well, he's also being like a manipulative little piece of garbage, where he just kind of sits there and be like, I would love to leave, but this sunset. It's great. I'm going to just stay here for a little while. Like, technically, you can't. What are you going to do? Make me leave? It's like, Wolf is the bouncer. Wolf is the bouncer escorting him out.
I also quite like that in the setting of, like, an actual bouncer, because then Owl is like, no, please, wait, don't throw me out, You fool! And he throws his smoke pallet.
Imagine smoke bombing the bouncer currently trying to throw you out.
Imagine being a From Software developer and thinking, like, did anybody think the player would buy that? Like, every time they do these fake outs, it's like, yeah,
it's
I know.
It's so funny, but it's so drama. I mean, honestly, Owl is super drama, so you can't, you can't sit there and be like, dude, is anyone really going to fall for that? Like, obviously not, but at the same time, Owl is a big drama queen. He's a drama queen.
True.
So you can't be there, oh, I'm not going to fall for it. Obviously not, but, you know.
All right.
I love Owl. He's such a little scumbag. He's just like the perfect scumbag.
Yeah. I don't think he has any redeeming qualities. I keep seeing, seeing fan art of him, like, when Wolf is young with his long hair, and it's just, like, the two of them, and they're picking apples or something. It's like, this guy is so bad, and you're...
I mean, it doesn't matter. It's fine.
You're whitewashing this
don't be mean to people
monster.
Who just wants to... Don't be mean to people who just want to friggin'... They just want to, like, be cool. Like, they just don't... I mean, it's cute because it's, like, obviously their childhood, Wolf's childhood was not like that. And it's okay because, like, it's not real. It's not real, obviously. But when you think about it, is it really bad if I said I cried when I killed Owl? Because I've got a great relationship with my dad.
Oh. So. My dad is
a... like... I love my dad. I would not, and like, it was painful for me because I'd never want to kill my dad. So I was like, and nowadays I'm just like, oh, thank God he's dead. Oh, I can't believe, I'm so happy,
My dad and I, like, we're friends. My dad's an okay guy. He's kind of a scumbag, but he's an okay guy. When I first killed Owl, I was like, yeah, take that, Owl. And then I called my dad and I was like, hey, it's you next, buddy.
You're next. You better watch yourself. No, I called my dad and told him I loved him. I'm serious. No. I killed Owl and I was so upset. I called my dad and I was like, I love you, Dad. Yeah, my dad's he's a big dope, but he's a good guy.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh my God. Yeah, but now that I'm like, the ultimate Sekiro player, now it's just like I really want this man dead. I want him dead. He can die. I'm good.
All right. We have also we have the story of Mibu Village. This is a very quick story. Mm-hmm. It's the mayor gets this idea in his head that, hey, we should all evolve. Let's drink this sake. Rice, baby, rice. And then, that's a Vanilla Ice reference for those of you listening.
I know.
It's pretty good.
No, it'd be rice. It would be Rice Baby. No, it would be Rice Baby Rice. That'd be like a Space Jam reference.
What did I say?
You said Rice Baby Rice. I was like, is that a Space Jam reference?
No, that's. It goes ice.
You mean Rice Baby?
Oh my god, I feel so stupid.
Oh my god. No, I'm gonna say, come on, Rice Baby Rice. No, I swear to god, I'm gonna make a mod of Mibu Village where it's just, I replace the Mibu ambiance with the Space Jam.
Oh, thank you. Okay, anyways, he goes, rice baby, and they're all gonna evolve, but sake makes you thirsty. Does it have a lot of salt in it, or?
No, it's alcohol. Alcohol tends to dry you up a little bit.
Oh,
it's non-hydrating.
Interesting. Okay,
sake doesn't tend to have salt in it. It's just fermented as hell.
Well, I mean, like, whenever I eat rice, I have, like, soy sauce, and soy sauce is very salty, so I'm like, hey...
There's no soy sauce in sake!
I don't know!
Oh my god, no, like, right, it's just alcohol, you know, that's why you're supposed to drink water when you drink with alcohol. Dude, that's what you're supposed to do!
Oh. Okay, well, that makes sense. So the villagers all decided, hey, now's a great time to start drinking the water. Oops, we all got stuck in the bottom of the lake because we're idiots. Mm-hmm. And then they started eating mud, I believe. The sediment.
The silt? Yeah, the sediment, the silt.
Yeah. Which is no bueno. I mean,
that's no bueno. To be fair, like, Genichiro has the most refined version of it because they were using it straight up at one point, and that kind of turns you into a mindless drone, like Mibu.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that's how that is, because that's, not supposed to be that way. That's, you're supposed to technically be mindless, but Genichiro has it to, like, a refined point where people know that, like, people, like, he's sentient, somewhat. He's a little he's kind of fucked up, but it's fine. It's fine.
Like, we talked earlier about how I have to now bleep out all these curses. You keep cursing more.
I'm sorry. I just naturally curse when I'm comfortable.
Damn it. All right.
That's the only way I can describe Genichiro. He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy. You have beef with silly little guy? For shame.
We also have the story of the Sunken Valley. This just connects back to the Okami War, where some Okami women were left behind and they were like, hey, this serpent, very cool. We'll stick around here. I wonder, though, with the Sunken Valley warriors, they're the centipedes, yeah? Like those centipede enemies.
Ooh, the centipede demons? The ones that are, like, attempting to emulate centipedes? The rhythm game babies, the DDR boys. Yeah,
the Sanun and Jirafu. Like, because they're also dressed like the Sunken Valley people.
Yes, but they are also... well, they're also diseased as hell. But they're trying to emulate centipedes, yes.
Yeah. Why are they in Senpou? Were they spirited away?
Could be. I mean, when you think about it, they are very similar locations where you find them, which is 2 shrines. You know, one of them is a fire shrine, and the other one is just a snake shrine.
I'm also thinking because the divine fan can be found in Jirafu's room.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. All right,
but
that
I
makes
think,
sense.
like, I mean, when you think about it, they're both just kind of, one of them's optional. One of them is not optional. I don't even face Senun anymore because it's just like, why? Why would I?
Yeah, it's the prayer bead. You don't want the prayer bead?
Yeah, but like when I've beaten the game several times. Oh wait, no, I shattered the illusion. that I've never I've never beaten Isshin.
Yeah, you're like, after the fact, you come here like, oh, I've beaten the game so many times. You keep talking about it, you can't beat Isshin. Isshin is easy. That's why they called him Isshin.
Isshin?
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so then we have Senpou. I think Senpou is the most involved story of all the mid-game branches, where you have the story of children sacrifices and corrupt monastery monks. Right?
Senpou?
Is that... Yeah.
Yes, that's correct, because it's like, they're all dead in the eyes. They all look dead. I mean, they've all eaten centipedes at one point. In the Sekiro manga, that's who actually originally gives Hanbei his centipede, is some random Senpou monk passing by.
Yeah. I read that manga on your recommendation, by the way.
Oh, yeah. How do you like it? It's pretty good.
I was not prepared for the guardian ape.
Yeah. It is a bit much. It was
Also,
cool, though. Yamamoto Shin has a great visceral style that I like a lot.
Yeah. I also like, I didn't find Genichiro. You were like, oh, he's in there. Where was he?
Who? Genichiro?
Yeah.
He's there for one page. He's there for like 2 panels. He just goes, he just goes, Kotomine, huh? And then leaves. Like, yeah. Bye.
Well, that's anticlimactic.
It's fine. He just like looks scary for a second, and it's just like, he's just like a little bitch. It's like, you're not fooling anyone, buddy. You're not.
Senpou, just closing that off then.
Mm-hmm.
Kotaro, do you want to talk a bit about Kotaro?
Didn't we say that he's basically a bodhisattva? He becomes a bodhisattva because he's kind of ushering these children along and teaching them.
Yeah. He's Juzo or Jizu.
Jizo.
Jizo.
Jesus.
Whoa. That's pretty deep. Alright, so just for those who don't know and didn't watch the commentary but watched this for some reason, Jizo is his name. He is a monk, a Buddhist, who volunteered to go to hell so that he could teach all the dead children to repent and the ways of the Buddha so that one day they could be freed, right?
Yeah, women did not get it easy with Buddhism. There's actually a boiling blood lake that they're sent to if they die in childbirth, die while carrying a child. A lot of women get sent there. It's not a good time.
Oh, that sucks. I feel like it's such an unfair, because like the way you go to hell as a child in Buddhism is the idea is if you die before your parents do, or something like that. And I read that and I'm like, that's ridiculous. That's what is that? That's nothing. That's insane.
That's really typical.
But
though.
I didn't make it, so
Buddhism introduced to Japan I think it was actually a thing in Shintoism to begin with, so don't quote me. But it really hammered home the fact that blood is considered dirty. It is a dirty substance. An impure substance. And so therefore like women's period blood is considered an impure substance, and therefore women are impure. So you actually have like when you're killing, like when you're a samurai and you're killing someone and you're all done with whatever you're doing, you have to wipe off your blade and cleanse your blade, because then your sword is otherwise considered impure.
Oh, that's why they do that in all those animes. I see them do that in.
Yep. Yes. Anime. An anime.
That's funny, because in Viking culture, you would leave the blood on, and you'd even like piss on your weapons because it had some effect on the metals they were using, so it like kept the metal stronger.
Yeah, that makes sense, because like just a lot of cultures, unfortunately, with the annexation of sometimes other religions or other cultures in general would like be like, oh, usually it all comes down to, oh, women and pure and gross, and they must pay for it. The worst part about Buddhism is that if you were a woman and let's say you were literally this close to being enlightened, like if you died, you would ascend. You would have to be reborn as a man first before ascending.
Why? That's unfair.
You know, women suck. That's why, I guess. I don't know. Women terrible. Women bad.
I quite like that, like the Vikings. So the Vikings, they're historically thought of as like these bloodthirsty barbarians. But that's just propaganda from the British, who are mad because,
correct.
Well, from the English. That's just propaganda. Yeah. Because what happened in reality was that they were just largely merchants who would go into like England and Scotland and Ireland. And then when all the women in England noticed that the women from Norway and Sweden noticed that they were wearing like fine clothes and that they could talk back to their men without being beaten, and that they were eating like fish and interesting food and not just potatoes, they just went back to Norway with them, and all the pissed off Englishmen decided to just basically create this meme that, oh, the Vikings, they're just, well, the Vikings were barbarians, but like that the Nords generally were these crazy barbarians. That was never the case. Like, by and large, they were very nice people.
They were still brutal, though.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, well, you know. They were still brutal as hell, though.
Hey, sometimes you gotta pill it.
What are you gonna do about it? Yeah, you know.
All right, then. So, Fountainhead. Wolf goes to Fountainhead after he's completed the marriage ritual. He obtains the heavenly aroma, and then they drag him up there, Shiminawa man style. The carp. Do you want to talk about the carp? You told me that the carp had like an indentation on its left side.
Yes, it was human at one point, possibly.
Yeah, I didn't find the indentation. Are you sure it's there?
It's in the art, and it's hard to see because it kind of blends in. It doesn't look... Well, also, like, if you kind of examine the whole model itself, it's shaped like a whole torso.
Yes, I did see that when I was, like, swimming underneath him. It just looks like a guy in a fish costume.
Yeah,
you can see, like, ribs and stuff.
Yeah, no, that's what it's kind of implied to be, is it was a human at one point, but he's missing his... You know, it barely... You can barely see it. To be honest, it looks like, you know... it looks like...
Yeah?
It looks like the hole you poop out of. It does. It just looks like it. It does.
Okay.
It does. It blends in. If you're gonna be specifically looking for it, it's a bigger, like the scales are a bigger mass. So you have it just looks like bigger scales because the other ones are a little smaller, but they're bigger scales near the head, kind of where it would be on the torso. It's a little hard to find on the model, but on the art, it's easy to find.
Right, and that connects back to this idea of left-handedness and purifying yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the carp, that's just an old guy from some time ago who decided, hey, you know what?
To be old, it's just an old. He could have been like young at one point. It's just he looks decayed, kind of like the Sakura bowl, you know, where he just looks like he's falling apart a little bit.
Yeah, that's also true. But who was just like, you know what, immortality as well, I'm gonna do that. What was the purpose of the Sakura bowl? Why did they have that?
He's definitely like a palace guard. Like he's obviously guarding that part of the palace. I mean, the whole thing, the whole place is so heavily armed. Also, he could have been. So there is a cart right outside the, right near the bridge, near where you go into the second half of Fountainhead, the dancing stages and all the Okami women. Right outside of Mibu Manor, it's like a cart that is in the style of like what Heian nobles would use. And those were traditionally pulled by oxen.
Oh, okay.
So, he could have at one
that
point
makes
been
sense.
like the carriage guy.
That makes sense. In the then when we get to the heavenly realm and fight the dragon, a bunch of the elders of the White Wood, or the old White Woodmen, call them what you want.
Yep.
A bunch of them show up. Some like really sick. Are the black withered ones also sick?
No, it's kind of interesting they decided to make the black ones the healthier ones.
Yeah.
When you think about it, they're like very soil colored.
Yeah.
But they also have like the color of like centipedes when you think about it. Like, how they're black with red legs, and these are black with red appendages. So it's still supposed to be like they're feeding off of the dragon.
What are those things? Are those just manifestations of like the dragon, or are those actual guys?
It's layers. There's a lot of layers to it, because obviously they know the Fountainhead people know about these guys, because there's art of them all over the place.
Yeah.
In Fountainhead, specifically in the marriage chamber. But the thing is that I think they know about them, and they could have at one point been like considered ascended. But now that, because they don't have enough proper quote unquote sacrifices, and they're more keen on living materially in the mortal world, it's just kind of changed. And the fact another thing to point out is in the cave where you go to pray and meet the dragon, there are little offering boxes that are mossed over, and it doesn't look like anyone has been in there offering anything in a while. So like they probably don't even worship the dragon anymore. They're just like, yeah, we know how to steal people's youth now. That's all we need. So it's
disgusting.
It's more like I don't think they're probably like, yeah, this thing is here and we don't want, and they know it's technically the source of their immortality, but it's just kind of painful to think about the fact that they at one point were probably like a really thriving society, and it was probably symbiotic rather than parasitic.
Yeah, we have that
this
dragon
point,
tally
I
board.
think they are parasitic.
Oh, definitely. Where they feast off of people.
Yeah, and the old dragons of the tree were probably dudes at one point that had the ability to ascend, but because they are no longer becoming like getting offerings, and the tree itself is rotting and being fed off of. Yeah, it's probably becoming a bit of a challenge for them to stay healthy. It reflects the health of the tree, because the tree itself is not healthy at all.
Absolutely not. It's like withered, and it's not even in bloom, is it? Isn't it just like almost
not
black?
Until it's like the dragon itself is summoned.
Yeah, and that's only after we've pruned all those rotted branches, so to speak.
Yes, correct. Yep.
Yeah, I love that boss fight.
The old dragon or the Sakura dragon?
The Sakura dragon. I think it's such
Absolutely.
It's such spectacle, and it's such a gimmick, and I think it's so right for that moment.
Yes, it's done very right. Correct. I agree.
Yeah. All right then. After getting the tear, gracious gift of tears, or gracious tears, history will never know. Wolf goes back to Ashina Castle. Isshin has passed away, and this is the point where he can go and either deal with the demon of hatred or deal with Isshin directly. Just on the demon of hatred and Shura generally, what is that about? Is that just some Buddhist deity?
Well, we all know Ashura are Buddhist, a Buddhist concept, which is what is it, like a being ruled by a really strong emotion? Ashura. Okay. Well, they're just basically like little demigods, but they're okay. Usually, I just remember them being kind of angry. or they're just like, yeah, they're ruled by like a really strong emotion. Typically with Shura, and I think Isshin described it as literally just killing so much you forget who you are.
Yeah.
So
and killing without purpose.
Yes, killing without purpose. That's how Shura are. And Isshin's very cool. He will tell you straight up. He's like, yeah, if you decide to go down a path I don't like, I'm going to kill you. It's like, understandable. Have a nice day.
He follows through on it. The moment Wolf abandons Kuro, he's like, well, Wolf, I warned you.
It's very hot and sexy of him to do that. Thank you. Well, I think it's funny.
You really are an old man enjoyer.
Am I an average old man enjoyer?
Yeah, you really are.
I do. I think Isshin's very foxy grandpa. Everyone knows that. But it's fine. Listen, I just like guys who can beat me up.
Oh, that's fine.
But I think it's interesting that because there's two dialogue options when you give him the Shura wine, and that is when before you fight Owl on the rooftop, depending on your choice, Isshin straight up threatens you and is like, if you step a toe out of line, I will know and I will kill you. And then once you fight Owl and you just kind of get it over with, he says, I was wrong. I was wrong about you. Seems I was wrong. Sorry. Anyways, just like continue. You're cool. So I thought that was funny of him to say. Also, this is just a hot mention, but I think that like Fountainhead Palace has like a time dilation effect to it where you're there for far longer than you think you are, which is why it goes from like, just like the quelled Ashina Castle infiltration to
a full-blown
like a
invasion.
Yes, just like a full blast invasion. So that is my personal opinion.
Do you think the game takes place over more than one day?
Yeah, I think so.
How long do you think? What kind of time dilation? A
like
month?
No, not at Fountainhead. I just think the game itself takes place over a month.
Okay. Yeah, maybe.
But I think in terms of time dilation, just it serves the purpose of being like, oh, well, that's why these people are and this place is not deteriorating as fast as the surface world,
Oh, it probably has to do with that magic meteor that landed there. Maybe.
Oh God, please stop it. Stop. I hate it. I don't like it. It brought centipedes from outer space.
Oh yeah. That might be the plot of Elden Ring. I haven't dug deep enough into like the lore, but I'm getting real like interstellar vibes from it. And like
incredible.
Space centipedes.
Great.
Yeah.
Space centipedes.
It's also the plot of Shadow Tower Abyss. Kind of.
I've never played
Anyways. There's little birds that you can shoot. Little bird babies in their nests.
Why would you shoot little birds?
Yeah, sometimes you have to. I think one of them was blocking my path.
Oh no! Sometimes you have to. Oh my god!
I thought sometimes you have to. Like, what are you gonna? The birds.
Okay, cool.
They're
Anyways,
birds.
Bird murderer. Okay, bird murderer. What's the next point of contention?
Listen, maybe Elden Ring just killed my love of birds. If you thought dogs in Dark Souls were annoying, just wait until you get to the Elden Ring eagles.
Okay,
Anyways,
I'm bracing. I'm bracing.
The final confrontation with Genichiro. So here's something I quite like. This is an idea I came to this idea independently, but it's very much based on stuff you told me about. So, at the start, when you come to the field of Chinese silver grass, which is what those plants are, for those who don't know, I know you know, I think, like, because it's white, the idea is death. And I think the original plan with this setup was the player was supposed to, like, get to this area, and they were supposed to intuit, like, the idea of death, and it was supposed to be like, oh, this is ominous, this is, like, dangerous, you're in a field of death right now. But then, at the end, when you've seen the alternative, when you see how horrible immortality is, when you get back there, you're like, death. Like, just how comforting that is. And you have this new frame of reference to understand it. Do you think there's something to that?
Yeah, I think we kind of, when you think about it, when Kudo's original goal with Wolf was to escape Ashina, and that's it. Like, he was like, yeah, let's just get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
And Wolf
Thank
agrees.
you for saying heck.
I've got to really stop myself. I've got to really think about what I say in front of your poor boo-boo baby ears. Sorry.
My audience is a bunch of 6-year-olds. Please be careful how you speak.
So, it's important to understand that Kudo's original goal was just to leave Ashina in general. It wasn't to sever immortality or anything, but with the remnants you see that Wolf observes, you kind of see his demeanor change towards immortality, where you just see his frame of mind change about it. And obviously when he asks you, please help me destroy it, your frame of mind also changes. Right? And also the fact that you find out that over time it doesn't come without its costs. You know, it's an entropic cost. So your frame of mind shifts as the game goes on, and you're not only putting Kudo to rest or yourself to rest, depending on what ending you choose, you're putting Ashina to rest. Ashina the place, Ashina the concept, Ashina the people. Like, you're just literally putting the whole thing to rest. Like, it's time for it to die. And its refusal to die is, like, kind of one of those things where it's a wonder. You know, it's like, it's a wonder you guys are still alive. But it's more of a concept of letting something die for the greater good. In embracing that sort of, it's time to move on, essentially.
Absolutely. I also think that, because Ashina, it's very snowy. Do you think that's also... Do you think that's just because it's like a mountainous region, or do you think it's like, this is a land of death?
Yes, that, and also the game is representative of all 4 seasons. Fountainhead is spring, Hirata is summer, Senpou is autumn, and
big time.
Ashina and the Sunken Valley are winter. And spring is new life, summer is like, the middle of the year, that's your middle of the road there. And Senpou, with being autumn, that's half death. You're not actually you're not actually alive, but you're not dead yet. And then obviously winter is, sort of representation of like death. Sort of. I still think it's just has to do with the fact that it's cold as hell. It's just cold. But you find irises in certain spots, which is obviously it's obviously the crust of Ashina, but you find it in places that have to do with Fountainhead. And I don't know. I just think it's interesting how they went with the seasons. It's cool. I like it. I like the fact that they went with all the seasons.
Yeah. But, Elden Ring is a very autumn game.
It's an autumn game? That sounds awesome.
Oh, yeah. It's weird because it's a fantasy game and everything is orange in it. But yeah.
That's fine. It's fine. Dark Souls 3 was kind of orange. It was a little orange, so...
Yeah, but Dark Souls 3... Look, hot take, people. Dark Souls 3 sucks. It's a fun game, but like...
Bro, I have so many good memories with Dark Souls 3. It's so much fun! It's
a fun game, but it comes from
Dark Souls
way
Bloodborne.
better... It comes from such better stock. It's like...
Hot take. Dark Souls 1 is terrible.
No, Dark Souls 1 is amazing. It's completely half-baked, and it kind of derails itself at a certain point, but it's amazing.
I'm not saying it's a perfect game. It's a fun fave for me, and I have a lot of good memories with it, but I understand.
I love when a fandom is like... Because I've played Dark Souls 3 for probably like 200 hours or something. I've spent so much time with it, and I love that game a lot. But it's like, well, you can so easily go like, well, that game is terrible. And it's like, oh, what games do you like? Oh, well, I like that. Even though it's terrible. Same with like Dark Souls 2. A lot of people are like, that game's terrible. But then it's like, yeah, I've played it for 600 hours. Well, I mean, it's a good game, but, you know, compared to Dark Souls 1...
Yeah, I don't like Dark Souls 1. Sorry.
You don't like Dark Souls? That's crazy. That's crazy.
No, I like Dark Souls 2. I like Dark Souls 3. I like Blood Souls 5.
What do you think of Demon Souls?
I like Japan Souls 10. I played it a grand total once, and it's pretty good. I think it's a great spiritual predecessor to the other Souls games. I think it's great. It's got a lot of great concepts.
I think it's still the best one of these games.
That's fair. I get it. I like Demon Souls better than I like Dark Souls 1. Sorry. Dark Souls, not to say Dark Souls 1 doesn't have awesome stuff in it. Like, as in it's the predecessor that a lot of games really want to be. It's just got a lot of stuff about it that I loathe. But Sekiro was fun because of the fact that it was just such a, it had Soulsborne elements, but it was still just a total different experience. And I'm actually better at playing other Soulsborne games because of Sekiro. It's awesome.
Sekiro ruined a lot of those games for me.
Why?
Like, well, because now I play them and I'm like, deflect. Oh, okay, now the enemy's opened up and he's dead.
Yep. Yes. That's why these games are easy now.
Yeah. Aye. Is there anything else you want to talk about with Sekiro's story? Anything we failed to cover?
The fact that Genichiro won't let Ashina die, but Wolf is literally ready to drop Ashina. Wolf and Isshin are ready to drop Ashina on its head.
Yeah. That's maybe...
He's like the concept of not letting go.
Yeah.
Wolf is ready to let go at any moment, and meanwhile, Genichiro is never going to let go of anything. Specifically, unfortunately, his mommy issues, which he has. It's not like, haha, mommy issues. Yeah. It's like, no, he's got mommy issues. He does.
I quite like then that he gets the sword which brings stuff back.
Yes.
That's fitting.
The epitome of not
it's
letting
almost like
go.
It's almost like they wrote it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. It's also because I remember you did a talk with Sophie sometime back on the Sinclair Lore channel, the sister channel here.
I said a lot of things there that I actually don't agree with anymore, but
like the well, I won't get into it, but you noted that I think you or Sophie noted that in like a traditional anime, Genichiro could very easily be like a shonen protagonist, where he's like,
yes,
oh, I'm not gonna give up. I have to keep fighting for it. But it's like, bro, wake up and look at what you've done. Look at how bad things were, and look at how much worse you've made them because you keep
you keep
trying to keep this. Yeah, like this is
it.
It's good that it's good to kill Ashina. It's good. Just let it die at this point. It's the best thing you can do.
My biggest issue with him is the fact that he doesn't really care for the people anymore. It's Ashina the idea, not the people, just the idea. And another thing I'd like to bring up is the fact that, and this is a question I get really often, why did Genichiro not bring back Tomoe instead? Which would have been, oh god, that would have been so cool. That would have been cool. But at the same time, it makes sense.
I feel like most people would have been like, who is this?
I think for the most part, it was a smart choice because Isshin was the ideal, literally immortal in name, just in name. And meanwhile, Tomoe is literally dead. You know, she died. And I don't want to, like, generalize, but I think Genichiro thinks she's a coward for it. For, like, giving that up. Because technically she could have gone on living, but chose not to. But that's... I don't know. It's sad because he probably idealized her and then threw that out the window when she died.
Yeah.
So, but I think the people ask why did he not bring Tomoe back? Well, he has an idea of her in his head that doesn't line up with his ideals right now. That's kind of how it is, where he thinks she's a little bit of a coward.
I think it's also a case of he's not just bringing Isshin back to fight Wolf. He's bringing him back to revive Ashina.
Yeah. Well, if there's anyone he's going to rally behind, anyone's going to rally behind someone, it's going to be Ashina rallying behind Isshin, who's fully immortal now. Literally cannot die.
Could you imagine how disappointing it would be for the Tokugawa clan to, like, we waited 20 years for this guy to finally die, and he's young again? And now he's immortal? Are you kidding me?
Isshin is back and better than ever.
I didn't know who the hell that was when I first played the game. I got to the end, and then it was like, some guy's crawling out of his neck. What is happening? And he was like, Sekiro, I must destroy you. I was like, who? Who's this?
That's his little pet name. That's his little pet name for you. He calls you Sekiro.
Yeah.
Because Isshin gave you that name, and that's kind of cute. I like it.
I called the
pet name.
I called the dragon Sekiryu.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not good?
No, it's cute. Sekiryu.
It better be.
Sekiwan no Ryu. So just being the one-armed dragon.
Yeah. You could also do like Sakuryu if you just want to do like Sakura dragon.
I like all of it. You have good ideas.
I thank you. Thank you. Miyazaki.
Yes.
Miyazaki stole some of my ideas for Elden Ring, or he came up with the same ideas.
He did. He's got a proxy in your server. He's been listening.
He did. I have like a couple of videos from like just fiddling around, toying with my game, and I have like a lot of them are turtle related, and I'm like, hey. Why is there so many turtles in Elden Ring? Are you stealing my ideas, man? Why do you have this one giant turtle? Is that my idea, or is that just like a fantasy troll?
When are you gonna go work for FromSoft?
Apparently, they pay shit poor salaries, so I probably never.
Oof. Ouch. I think you also have to know Japanese. Apparently.
No, I would just wing it.
Really?
Yeah. I'd just be like, hello, fellow friends. What are we working on today?
Konnichiwa, minasan.
Arrivederci, Kimosabe.
No!
I only found out that Kimosabe is like from the Lone Ranger. That's not Japanese at all.
If you don't show up to the FromSoft office in a top hat and saying "Chaosu," I'm never gonna talk to you again.
Are you also trying to infest this channel with Reborn content?
It was so funny because I was friends with Sophie and Sin before the Reborn craze, and I was just getting flashbacks to middle school, and Sophie's like, "Yeah, Sin is really into this show called Reborn." I was like, "Whoa,
Reborn.
What the hell?" I love it. I'm trying to infest this channel with all the Sekiro knowledge you can shove down your throat.
Yeah. And when we finally get the Tomoe DLC...
Who's your favorite Sekiro character, by the way? Who's your favorite Sekiro character?
Isshin or Badger. Like, I quite
oh my
like
god,
Badger.
Yes! English dub Badger?
I've never played it with English dub. Is he good in the English dub?
He has a Jersey accent. He sounds like he's from Brooklyn.
No!
Yes, he does! He's like, I made it for my kid. Oh god. Yeah.
Hey,
no,
I made this ball for my kid. How about that?
Yeah, he did. That's exactly what he sounds like. That's exactly what he sounds like. That's amazing.
Here's a kite
Wow,
guy over there. You think we can help each other?
Yes, absolutely. No, he says that. And if I ever do a fan dub of Sekiro, I'll employ your help. That's that's awesome.
$20 regular. Yeah, I don't know a lot of Jersey.
No, it would be $20 regular. $20 filled with regular, please. Or you could be like, what is it? Let me get a bacon, egg, and cheese, salt, pepper, ketchup, please.
20 cent regular.
Let me get a tail of ham, egg, and cheese. Salt, pepper, ketchup with can I have his diced sample, please? Yeah. Let me get a chopped cheese, please. I'll take a toasted cinnamon raisin with a smear of cream cheese, please.
Good Lord, that sounds
like
very unhealthy.
It's good. Listen, you'll never shit again on the Jersey diet because it's all bagels and carbs and Italian food.
Oh God. It's not very... People always... Whenever somebody says they're from Jersey, people start talking about the Jersey Shore. The Jersey Shore... These people are from New York. They're not from Jersey.
Oh, my God.
I've had this talk with Jersey people before.
God. Yeah, well, I don't make a big stink of it. Because I'm just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone from Jersey has made enough of a stink about it to begin with.
Yeah. Lol. I also like Genichiro because he's voiced by Kaiba.
Yeah, I love Kenjiro Tsuda. It's very funny because he plays besides Kaiba, he plays some really serious characters that have like big roles, and then he played the main character on Way of the House Husband, and then I'm like,
oh yeah,
is this guy like a crackhead in real life? And I like watched videos of him, and I'm like, yeah, he is. Love it, love that kind of charisma. You gotta have that kind of charisma to be that to be as dramatic as Genichiro Ashina, drama queen. Yeah.
Sekiro! It's just like crazy. Also, that wasn't
no, I
Japanese.
like memorized all of his Japanese lines because I just like making fun of him. It's very funny.
I'll send you a lot of videos of him summoning... I'll send you videos of him summoning monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! With he's just shouting.
Yeah, so?
It's insane.
What is it?
No,
illegal?
it's good.
You're not allowed to shout anymore?
It's good. But it's also really funny because, when you watch the earlier seasons, and this isn't really a Sekiro video anymore, but if you stuck around this far, if you watch the earlier seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh!, he's clearly doing a character. He's playing Kaiba. But then if you watch the later stuff, like the movie from 2017, he just goes full Kenjiro Tsuda, and it's amazing.
I love it so much. My friend Michaela is convincing me to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! I've never... Okay, don't laugh at me. I've only seen a few clips of the Japanese dub. I'm used to the 4Kids dub.
Yeah, he's also in JoJo Part 5. He's either Tiziano or Squalo. I think it's Tiziano. And it's like...
If you want a good anime recommendation, you should watch Blade of the Immortal. That's a good one.
Blade of the Immortal? What's that one about?
That one is about some immortal guy escorting around a young person.
Interesting.
To go take revenge on the people who killed her family.
Oh, okay. That's a bit different.
But Kenjiro Tsuda plays Manji, the main character, and he is terrible. I love him. It's just terrible.
He also voices Lampo from Reborn. He voices Lampo when Lampo is an adult. Yeah, when he's an adult. Yep. He's also Nanami in that my girlfriend has the hots for. Nanami in Jujutsu Kaisen. I hear good things about that one.
It is quite good. I actually like it a lot, but I just kind of... God, it's just so funny because all of my I feel like every anime I get into, I run into him. And, of course, every single person is like, you can't escape. You can't escape that man. Like, okay.
Well, he's quite prolific. He's like Nolan
Yeah,
North
good
or
for
Troy
him.
Baker.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. He's a funny guy.
He voices Kylo Ren in the Japanese dub of Star Wars.
No way! No way!
Yeah.
You're kidding! What?
No, he does. He does.
He what? Oh my...
Yep.
You're shitting me.
Hold on.
No! No way! Oh my god, I'm gonna commit. That's so funny! Oh my god.
For everybody listening still, I just sent her the video of Kylo Ren killing Han Solo. Spoiler alerts.
No, I can't watch this I can't watch this while we're still recording because I'll just lose it.
No, we'll finish the episode and then we'll watch it together. How about that?
Yes.
All right, so Mimi, thank you so
Yes.
much, not just for this, but for all the help you gave me on my Sekiro commentary. I could not have done it without you.
Everyone needs to watch the commentary. He put so much work into it. It's so good. I really loved listening to it. Everyone go watch the new commentary video that's out. Happy Sekiro 3rd anniversary, and go subscribe to Acer's Patreon. Go subscribe.
Yes, subscribe to my Patreon. Give me money.
Give me money. Give me money.
Crap! I'm gonna try to. No.
What is happening?
I forgot. It was I forgot about the anniversary. I could have. I would have liked to put this out today, but I don't have the time to edit it. That's okay.
Don't worry. No. Well, the anniversary was yesterday, so I mean.
Was it yesterday?
Yes, it was yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was yesterday.
I think it's today.
No. Sekiro really. I know. No, it is today. Damn it. Shit. Oh well.
Oh well. Thanks everyone for listening. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye. I don't know how to react to this, really. Hold on. Let me watch this video of... No way! Hold on. No, I'm upset. This is genuinely upsetting to me. Hold on. What have you shown me? What have you shown me? Aesir, what is this? It doesn't even sound like him. What is this? It sucks because Kylo Ren is... He doesn't even sound like... Oh my god, it doesn't even sound like Echiro Tsuda. It's so amazing. What a range.
Would you ever eat a cat?
No! I would never eat a cat. Oh, no.
I don't know.
I would never eat a poor little cat.